where an individual failed to provide a valid social security number, and to my knowledge, we don't have anything like this in Arkansas. Section 10 begins on page 17, deals with a negotiating memorandum of understanding between the state of Oklahoma and the United States Department of Justice. Act 907 of 05, sponsored by then Representative Hutchinson, dealt with authorizing the state police to enter into a memorandum of understanding. I believe what we did at that time is more narrow than this. That act only dealt with interstate highways, and it authorized certain highway policemen and state policemen to receive training, and if they received that training, they could verify immigration status. I think this is a little broader stroke of that issue, but it isn't somewhere we've been before.
Okay. Matthew, let me interrupt you.
Yes, sir.
In fact, that bill that we passed, there has been no memorandum of understanding completed in our state. Is that correct?
That's my understanding. That act authorized it, but I don't think we've actually
done that. Thank you.
I believe we're on section 11, which deals with providing that an individual who is not lawfully present in the United States is eligible for resident tuition. That's an issue that we've debated in the state before. I know there's no action has actually passed on that. And section 12 deals with a fraudulent documents identification unit. It establishes that, and we do not have anything like that in Arkansas as well. I believe there's a Tennessee law that follows next that Kristen was referencing. That goes after employers who employ illegal aliens. That's a Tennessee version of it. I believe Arizona has also passed something focused on employers, and we don't have anything like that in Arkansas.
That's not in the packet, is it?
It's right before the next card stop is where that is. If you look for the card stop that says Department of Correction, there's a one-page front and back before that, and that's the Tennessee legislation. It says House Bill 729 at the top by Hood. This is what it looks like right here. If you can compare it, it's right before this card stop.
Are you ready for questions, or would you like to...
I didn't know if we wanted to do questions now or if we wanted to wait until the end.
Well, I think if we're getting to the presentations and we wait till the end, we might, if anyone has some questions of staff right now, this might be a good time to ask it. Senator Glover, you keep referring to the Oklahoma law. Does it seem that they have done more in regard to this particular issue than any other state so far?
Georgia.
Kristen may be better versed to answer that. This one has been a more popular one, certainly. It's gotten quite a bit of attention, and it's certainly an omnibus approach. There's a lot of different things in here, as you've heard me saying. We've got 5 or 6 completely different issues that are addressed in there. So as far as how it stacks up to other states, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's another state that's had so much in one piece of legislation. When we've addressed these issues in Arkansas in the past, we've done them one at a time.
Well, I would think that Oklahoma and Texas probably have addressed it more so than anyone else. That's just the thing off the top of my head. I appreciate what we've done so far, but apparently we've just scratched the surface. And there's no question in my mind that this is going to be a big issue in the next session of legislature.
Senator, these are both border states to Arkansas, and Oklahoma is probably one of the most comprehensive that's been passed relatively recently. So that's one of the reasons.
Well, I'm glad we're getting on this as early as we are, because it's such an issue of such magnitude that I don't think there's any way that we could actually not look into it now. If we wait right before the next session of legislature, it's such a broad issue, Senator, that if we're really serious about this issue, I think we should be. And I think this is very important that we start now and lay the groundwork to see what we can do in the next session of legislature. That's my only comment, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Senator Glover. Representative Gaskell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I was just wondering, we're always hearing about what Tennessee and Oklahoma and et cetera are doing. What are we doing now? I ride with state police at least once a week when I ride home. I don't ride 30 minutes. I ride a shift. And until very recently, when they picked up someone that was determined to be questionable of their legality in this nation, they took them to a county jail, and they were told by the INS, if they have not committed a felony, nothing you can do about it. What are we doing about this? It appears as though, I'm with Senator Glover, better late than never, but let's get cranked up on this thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Gaskell.
If I might respond to, I think that's part of the reason we have so many agencies here today, Representative Gaskell, is so that they can helpfully answer some of those questions for you. We do have someone from the Department of Corrections and Community Corrections that'll be here today to testify.
Thank you very much.
And again, this is an issue, I think, Representative Gaskell, not taking anything away from what you said, but I think everybody's very concerned about. And I think it was brought to light, at least the seriousness of it, primarily by the bill to give tuition assistance to children of illegal aliens, which the General Assembly defeated. And I think that these meetings are going to answer your questions, because I think it's going to be very good to pose those kind of questions that you have to the state police, so we can know how their hands are tied and what we can do to give them the authority to go ahead and do some of the things that you're talking about.
Let me make one other comment, please, sir. We're beginning to look with askance at those that are here legally. If we're in Walmart and when we see a couple speaking Spanish, they may be very legal, but we begin to wonder. This is going to cause us a problem way over this country. Thank you.
Representative Woods, then Chairman Saunders.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to just make this comment real quick. I got a phone call from a doctor in my district last week, and the Oklahoma bill just went into effect about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, from my understanding. And it's so huge. A lot of Oklahomans don't even know what it hit in so many areas. So we're seeing we're seeing individuals come to Arkansas now, and so getting away from Oklahoma because they're not really sure what all that Oklahoma bill did. And I had an individual try and apply for Arkansas Medicaid who claimed residency in a hotel in my district from Oklahoma. So what we're going to see is a lot of people are going to start moving to Arkansas, since we really don't have as many laws on the books as we should as state laws. Because Oklahoma is definitely taking it serious, and we're going to see more people move to Arkansas if we don't do something. So, thank you very much.
Representative Saunders.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think everyone at this table, and probably in the group assembled in the back, also realizes that in June, the Congress failed to enact any federal correction-type legislation to this problem. And I think we all realize, as we all picked up on this in the 85th General Assembly, that the federal legislation, the current legislation, is inept. It's not accountable, and the states wound up and have, as well as the citizens, with the problem. So I don't see anything on our agenda that addresses the federal legislation. So that's one of the reasons I brought that up. Be aware that we are acting under old legislation, existing legislation, that's already been deemed inept and incapable of taking care of states' problems. So as we pursue this, and once again I'm proud of you guys, as we pursue this, let's know that we're operating under those conditions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I think it might also be good for the committee to know that the Director of Homeland Security at the federal level, Michael Chernow, has made some recent remarks about some policies they're implementing as an Office of Homeland Security to try to get on top of this problem at the federal level. And I think that will be very helpful to us at the state level if what they do moves on down into our law enforcement agencies and in our state offices of Homeland Security as well. Senator Taylor.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to go a little bit further with the point that you made, Mr. Chairman, a minute ago. Maybe someone, maybe one of the sponsors of this study could help me with it. The session before last, we had a real battle here about the scholarship issue. What I'd like for someone here who's familiar with that to say, I see what Oklahoma's done here, and